What's up guys, Ryan here. So I'm going to show you how to report to Amazon when someone infringes on your work. Now you may not have known this, but copyright protections in the United States are automatically assigned to your original work when it's created in a fixed format. So in the case of like an Amazon merch t-shirt design, that is a pixel, pixel for pixel design that's in a fixed format. And let's say somebody downloaded it and stole it and uploaded it to their own shirts. Well, that is an infringement of your copyright protection and you can report them for infringing. Also, someone could infringe on your trademark if you actually went and filed a trademark and got it through to protect like a phrase, a slogan, or an image for, sale on Amazon merch products. In that case, if you're able to detect it, come to this form and get them in trouble with Amazon, basically. So I'm going to show you how to do that. By the way you find this page is amazon.com/report/infringement, and I'll put a link in the description. So after you open up this page, just scroll down to the form. Are you the rights owner or an agent? Hit rights owner. Sometimes though, like the big brands, they might have agents to protect their brands and their intellectual property for them. A big name company that you never want to hear from is Mark Monitor Inc. They partner with like massive brands like the NBA, the NFL, big brands like that, some of the big tech companies, and they basically just have people protecting their IP all day and filing these infringement claims. All right, the primary complaint pertains to, and then copyright concerns, unauthorized use of copyright materials such as text, photos, product designs, videos, music, or software. Or if one of these other ones is relevant, then select that, but it's almost always copyright concerns. The specific concern is, and then it's most likely going to be the top one, the physical product or its packaging includes unauthorized copyrighted content or images without being pirated. Name of brand, you'll put your brand in there. If this is an Amazon merch listing, just make sure it matches exactly in your product listing. Please provide a written description of the copyrighted work or a link to the copyrighted work. Copyright registration number is optional. So you may not know that copyright protections are automatically assigned to your original work if it's in a fixed format by U.S. law. I looked it up dating back to 1978. So you're good to go. Like if it's an original work that you created, you have copyright protection assigned. People can't just duplicate it and start making a monetary gain at your expense. So in this case, you should just probably put your brand and then, or actually, how about this? Since it says or, just put a link to your listing. I think later on it actually asks you for your ASIN. Yeah, right here. So you're better off put a link to the copyrighted work, write that somebody ripped off your design pixel for pixel, and then include the ASIN right here. So I just pulled this random merch shirt up. This is actually a really good design. They probably will be the victim of somebody copying it because of how good the design is. And all you'd have to do is click into the URL, grab that B07. So most ASINs right now are starting with B0 and then some letters and numbers, and then paste that in. And it looks like you can actually select the sellers, but in the case of like if they're ripping you off through Amazon merch, there's only going to be one seller, and that's Amazon. So you're never gonna want to use that in this case if it's Amazon merch, because with Amazon merch, like Amazon is the seller, so you don't actually get to see who it is, whose seller account ripped you off. Whereas if it's somebody listing through like Seller Central, then you can get that info. Are you a seller on Amazon? So with regards to Amazon merch, I don't know, like this is kind of like a blurred line, right? Because when you say seller on Amazon, you'd expect them to be referring to like Seller Central, Vendor Central, those types of sellers, as opposed to Amazon merch, where like I said, Amazon is technically the seller. All right, and then they'll autofill your address info and contact info based on your Amazon account. So you scroll past that, and then they'll need secondary contact details, because when the person on the receiving end of this infringement receives the complaint, they display a name and an email address. So you can typically just check this box and it'll autofill it in. And that's pretty much it. You don't want to receive too many of these if you're a seller, for sure. But I should also, just while we're on the topic, mention that like this is an automated system and it's not just unique to Amazon. Like Etsy has its own mechanism to do this. Redbubble, like all these other different e-commerce marketplaces do, and they're all automated for the most part. I mean, they don't have much of a like economic incentive to hire a bunch of staffs of people, like full-time employees, to field these requests and make like arbitrary decisions of who's right and who's wrong. Because a lot of people, whether they're on the receiving end of this or filing end, sometimes people aren't right, they're wrong. I just had a discussion earlier with somebody today about on Etsy, like I had a shirt removed and a strike against my account because someone filed a trademark and they didn't understand, or they were just being an asshole. They didn't understand how trademarks work. They trademarked a phrase, 3 words, and then they took my listing down because it contained, in my listing that had 8 words on the design, one of the words was one of the words in that person's 3-word phrase trademark. And it doesn't go to a human at Etsy, so it just got taken down because the person filed a complaint. And I can't fight it. You know what I mean? And if you're on the receiving end of this in Amazon, like you can, like I've received these when I did nothing wrong, but like what are you going to do? You're going to draw more attention to your account and try to fight it and try to get like a human's attention from Amazon staff? They're not fans of that. So my personal recommendation is like, if you go through and file this form, chances are the person on the receiving end's listing is going to get at least suspended. Like these don't always have to be Amazon merch listings. It could be Seller Central, and it's going to be deactivated as soon as it goes through, is my understanding. And then they can fight it back and try to get the listings reinstated. But it's just like a big time sink. So if someone's pixel for pixel copying you, absolutely report them. You know, don't let them make money off you. But if it's like a blurred line where it's not pixel for pixel and you think that like someone just copied your niche or something and made a text design and you had a text design even though they're completely different visually, you're entering that blurred area, and you don't want to draw unnecessary attention to your seller account, whether it's merch or Seller Central, in my personal opinion, by being like an annoyance in filing a bunch of these claims or fighting them if you're on the receiving end, even when people are wrong. You know, sometimes people file a trademark and they get it through, and you've been selling that product for 2 years and you just didn't check the trademark database every day. And then, you know, they're in the right technically, which is just an unfortunate side of print on demand. But again, there are tools that can check for you automatically, like Merch Titans, their tool. I always put a link in the description. Their tool has an automatic, a couple times a day, checks against the USPTO database. Merch Informer has one as well. Doesn't check as often, but works just the same. So those are out there. Anyways, guys, hopefully this helped. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, hit that like button. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. If you have any questions, comments, feedback, hit me up below, and I'll see you at the next one.
Passive Income School is open. Enroll now at ryansmethod.com.